Okay, today we will look into question number 7 of exercise 12.2. The question is, a kite is in the shape of a square. So the kite is in the shape of a square, right? The kite is in the shape of a square with diagonal 32. So the diagonal is 32 centimeter. Diagonal is 32. This diagonal is also 32. And an isosceles triangle. There is an isosceles triangle of base 8 centimeter and side 6 centimeter each, made of 3 different shades as shown in the figure. How much paper of each shade has been used in it? How much? Please keep in mind the question is how much paper of each shade has been used. So shade, how much paper for shade 1, how much paper for shade 2, and how much paper for shade 3. Okay, we'll try to solve this problem. So the first thing is, you know that the kite is in the form of a square, right? The kite is in the form of a square, and when it comes to the square, you need to understand that the diagonals, right? The diagonals bisect each other. Since it's a square, the diagonals bisect each other at 90 degrees, right? Now if the diagonal, okay, if the diagonal is bisecting each other at 90 degree, then what happens? If the diagonal is bisecting each other at 90 degree, that means this is 32, okay, this is 32. So if it bisects, that means half of it will be 16 and this half will be how much? 16. And same thing on the other side, 16, 16. Bisecting at 90 degrees, so this angle would be 90 degrees. Now I think the question is very clear now. So since the diagonal bisect each other, therefore if I put this as A, B, and I put here C and I put here D, so what will happen? O. See, I can say that since ABCD is a square, right? Therefore you can say that this is O, right? Diagonal AO will be equal to, would be equal to OC, and B would be equal to BO equal to OD. Each part will be equal, and then I can write as BO would be equal to, this is BO, okay, this is BO would be equal to half of BD. So BO would be half and BD is how much? 32. So this becomes 16. So BO is equal to 16. So each part would be 16. Now area of, let's say, area of shade 1, right? Area of shade 1. What would happen? This is shade 1, that is triangle ABD. It's a right angle triangle. Area of shade 1, or to make it clear, or triangle ABD. I can write it as half into base into height. Why? Because I'm using it as a right angle triangle. Why? Because angle AOB is equal to 90 degree. Why 90 degree? Just now I told you that the diagonals of a square bisect each other at 90 degree. So half into base. Now the base over here is BD, and BD is how much? BD is 32 into your height. This whole length is, if you can see, you will find that BD, this whole diagonal is 32, and height, if I am taking this triangle ABD, the height will be only AO, and this would be only how much? This would be only half of 32, and therefore this would be 16. Okay, half into 16 centimeter square. So 2, I can write 2 8s are 16, right? So 8 2s are 16, 8 3s are 24, plus 1 25. So area of shade 1, right? So I can write area of shade 1, right, is 256 centimeter square. If you do area of shade 2, right, since it's a square, area of shade 2 would also be how much? Same thing, you can check it out here. This diagonal is 32 and this would be 16, so it is going to be the same area, so you don't need to do that. but you can directly write that area of shade 2 also would be how much? 256 centimeter square. So I have got, in this problem, I have got area of shade 1 and area of shade 2. Now if you look here, area of shade 3, this is an isosceles triangle, shade 3, isosceles triangle with sides 6, 6 and 8, right? So for, you can write here for shade 3, right? Let A be equal to 6, B be equal to 6 and C be equal to 8. Therefore, what I can do is S would be A plus B plus C by 2. So 6 plus 6 plus 8 by 2, 12 plus 8, 20 by 2. And this becomes how much? 10 centimeter, right? 10 centimeter. Therefore, your area would be root over S into S minus A, S minus B and S minus C. 10 into 10 minus A, 6 into 10 minus B, 6 into 10 minus C, 8 centimeter square. So this would be 10, 10 minus 6, 4, 10 minus 6, 4, 10 minus 8, 2, right? So I can write here, this would be 2 5s are 10, 4 I'll not break because there are 2 and 2 centimeter square, right? So for these two, 1 out, for these two, 1 out, and root 5 will remain inside. So that will be how much? That will be 4 2s are, that is equal to 8 root 5 centimeter square, right? 8 root 5, 8 root 5 centimeter square. Root 5, if you get the value of root 5, so 2 2s are 4, so 2 point, that would be 8 into square root of 5 would be around 2.236 centimeter square. So when you multiply 8 into 2.236, you will get around 17 point, so this will be around 17.88 centimeter square. So this would be the area of shade 3. So before I wind it up with this problem, so keep in mind this is a square, right? In a square, the diagonals are given. The kite is in the form of a square. The diagonals are given as 32. Important point to keep in mind is the diagonals of a square bisect each other at right angles. So each part of the square, each part of the diagonal will be 16, 16, 16. As you can see here, I have mentioned here. Now the diagonals, one diagonal over here, this is 16, 90 degree. The other side, which is 16, can be taken as the height. So area of the triangle, that is shade 1, half into base into height. Okay, half into base into height, we are getting 256. Similarly, shade 2 also 256. The lower portion, this is an isosceles triangle with sides 6, 6 and 8. Therefore here I can use Heron's formula. So when I use Heron's formula, I can find the area of shade 3, and that answer comes to 17, right? That answer comes to 17.88. Thank you.